As the sun began to rise, casting a golden hue over the countryside, I felt a rush of excitement coursing through me. It was my 19th birthday, and my boyfriend had surprised me with the idea of celebrating at his family's country house in Nevada. The prospect of spending a few days surrounded by nature and friends filled me with joy. "Happy birthday, Jennifer," David exclaimed, planting a kiss on my cheek as we arrived at the rustic yet charming house. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of pine and wildflowers. Our friends were already gathering, their laughter echoing through the tranquil surroundings. The day unfolded in a blur of laughter, games, and delicious food. We lounged in the sun, soaking up its warmth, and shared stories late into the night around a crackling bonfire. It was a perfect day, filled with moments of pure happiness and camaraderie. As night descended, casting an inky darkness over the landscape, a sense of tranquility enveloped us. Little did we know that tranquility would soon be shattered by an event so horrifying it would forever alter the course of our lives. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light streaked across the sky, followed by a deafening explosion that reverberated through the air. Panic seized us as we stumbled to our feet, searching the horizon for the source of the disturbance. "What was that?" Sarah cried out, her voice tinged with fear. "I don't know, but we need to find out," David said, his voice firm as he took charge of the situation. With a sense of trepidation, we ventured into the darkness, guided by the flickering light of our flashlights. The air was heavy with the smell of smoke and burning debris, and an ominous feeling settled over us like a shroud. As we made our way through the forest, our hearts pounding in our chests, a guttural growl pierced the silence, freezing us in our tracks. We exchanged nervous glances, the hairs on the back of our necks standing on end. "What was that?" I whispered, my voice barely above a breath. Before anyone could respond, a monstrous figure emerged from the shadows, its form twisted and grotesque. It resembled a werewolf, but far more terrifying, with jagged claws and glowing red eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. Screams erupted as chaos ensued, our group scattering in all directions in a desperate bid to escape the creature's wrath. But it was relentless, its primal instincts driving it forward with single-minded determination. In the midst of the chaos, David grabbed my hand, pulling me along as we ran for our lives. The forest blurred past us, the sounds of our friends' screams echoing in our ears. Adrenaline coursed through my veins, my heart pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. "We need to find shelter," David shouted over the cacophony of noise. We ducked behind trees and bushes, frantically searching for a place to hide. But the creature was relentless, its monstrous form looming ever closer. With each passing moment, our hope dwindled, replaced by a gnawing sense of despair. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, we stumbled upon an old shed nestled deep within the forest. With trembling hands, we pushed open the door, slipping inside and slamming it shut behind us. The air was musty, filled with the scent of damp earth and decay. "We need to barricade the door," David said, his voice urgent as he scanned the small space for anything we could use as a barrier. Together, we piled crates and barrels against the door, our breaths coming in ragged gasps as we listened to the creature's snarls growing louder and more menacing. It was only a matter of time before it broke through, and we knew we were running out of options. Hours passed like an eternity as we huddled together in the darkness, our bodies pressed close for comfort. The air grew stale, our lungs burning with each shallow breath. Outside, the creature prowled, its presence a constant reminder of the danger lurking just beyond our fragile sanctuary. "We're going to make it out of this, Jennifer," David whispered, his voice filled with determination. But deep down, I knew the truth. We were trapped, at the mercy of a creature whose only desire was to kill. And as the night wore on, the weight of that realization pressed down on me like a suffocating blanket, threatening to crush me beneath its relentless weight. When dawn finally broke, casting its soft light over the landscape, we emerged from our hiding place, our bodies weary and our spirits shattered. The forest was eerily quiet, the echoes of the previous night's terror fading into the distance. As we made our way back to the house, we were met by the sight of devastation. The once lively atmosphere had been replaced by a scene of carnage, with bodies strewn about like discarded dolls. Tears welled in my eyes as I realized how many lives had been lost in the blink of an eye. But amidst the grief and despair, there was also a glimmer of hope. We had survived, against all odds, and though the scars of that night would never fully heal, we were determined to rebuild our lives from the ashes of destruction. And so, we left the country house behind, carrying with us the memories of those we had lost and the knowledge that we had stared death in the face and lived to tell the tale. For Jennifer and David, the journey was far from over, but they would face whatever challenges lay ahead together, drawing strength from the bond that had been forged in the fires of adversity. Years had passed since that fateful night, but the memories remained etched in our minds like a vivid nightmare that refused to fade. Jennifer and David had faced countless challenges in the aftermath, battling their inner demons while trying to rebuild their shattered lives. The scars ran deep, both seen and unseen, a constant reminder of the horrors they had endured. But with time, they learned to cope, drawing strength from each other and the bonds of friendship that had been forged in the crucible of adversity. Together, they embarked on a journey of healing, seeking solace in the simple joys of life and the beauty of the world around them. They found comfort in the laughter of loved ones, the warmth of the sun on their skin, and the gentle embrace of nature's embrace. And though the spectre of that night continued to haunt them, they refused to let fear dictate their lives. Instead, they chose to embrace each day with renewed purpose and determination, cherishing every moment as a precious gift. For Jennifer and David, the journey was far from over, but they faced the future with hope in their hearts and the knowledge that they had survived the darkness to emerge into the light once more. As they stood hand in hand, gazing out over the horizon, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, their love serving as a beacon of hope in a world that often seemed shrouded in shadow. And so, they walked forward into the unknown, their steps guided by faith and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times, there was always light to be found.